Hello everyone, welcome to LT++. So this is the fifth part of ENDC. Okay, we have already seen when you switch on ENDC capable UE. Okay, so it will perform the initial attach procedure with master node, that is your 4G base station. Okay, and we also checked what are the important parameters related to ENDC in initial attach procedure of 4G node. Okay, so after that. So this master, we have already seen, right? This master node will send the RRC connection reconfiguration, right? Message, that is, I'm representing it with RCR. Okay, in RCR, master node will configure event B1 here. Okay, and the threshold. So in our example, threshold was 100 minus 106 dBm. Okay, now this UE is moving towards secondary node, right? So it has met the threshold condition, right? That is, signal strength of secondary node becomes better than this minus 106. So you can say minus 105 dBm, this much of signal, when the signal strength from secondary node becomes minus 105, so threshold has been met. After that, this UE will send measurement report. In uplink direction. Okay, this is your measurement report. So in this measurement report, event B1 will be there. Okay, so in this event B1, what will be there? Let me write down here, measurement report event B1. So it will inform the master node about the signal strength of serving cell, that is your master node. It will inform RSRP of master node and RSRP of your secondary node. Okay, so measurement report has been sent, right? So this is the step number 2. Okay, now the next step is this master node will send the SGE node B addition request to secondary node. SG node B, sorry, it's B addition request. Okay, why we are calling SG node B? Because S is sent for secondary here, that is secondary G node B. Okay, so master node initiated or triggered the message SG node B addition request to XN over X2 interface, or XN interface you can say. So this dotted line will represent the XNC, you can say. Okay, okay, now after this is the third message, correct? Now the next message is the secondary node will send acknowledgement. This is my first message, this is second, this is third. Now message number 4. SG node B addition request acknowledge. It means secondary node accept this request from master node, so it is acknowledging that thing. So in that message, one more thing, in this addition request, it will send a X2 TID, because we have to establish a tunnel here. Okay, so X2 TID means master node will share its X2 TID, okay, to secondary node. Okay, and in this SG node B addition request, the secondary node will share its TID. okay, x2 TID. Okay, along with x2 TID it will send GTP TID. I'll tell you the role of GTP TID. Along with GTP TID it will send the NR RCR, that is RRC connection reconfiguration. Okay, this RRC connection reconfiguration will have the details that UE needs to access this secondary node. Okay, once UE reached here, so it will use all the resources related details to access the secondary node. Okay, fine. After that, okay, one more thing. To get the concept of TID, I would request you to refer my previous tutorials. Okay, I'll provide the URL in description box. Okay, and for now I'll just give you a quick review of TID. Suppose this is my transmitter, this is my receiver. Okay, if transmitter share its TID to RX, so then tunnel in this direction will be made. Okay, and if receiver will share its TID to transmitter, so transmitter can share the packets to RX, you can say. So tunnel will be made in this direction. Okay, so if both share, means if both TX and RX share their TIDs, so two-way tunnel can be established and both can share the packets between them. Okay, so here we have seen master node shared its TID, okay, to, sorry, this is this TID shared by secondary node. Okay, so secondary node shared its TID to master node. Okay, so this tunnel could be established this. Okay, or as I said, both has shared their TIDs, right? So when secondary node share its TID to master node, so in that case master node can send packets to secondary node in this direction. Okay, and we have already seen that master node also shared its TID in this SG node B addition request message. So secondary node can also transfer its packets to master node in this direction. Okay, if some confusion is there, let me tell you again. In SG node B addition request, master node shared its TID, okay, to secondary node. Okay, so this secondary node can share its packets in this direction towards master node. Okay, whereas in SG node B addition request acknowledgement, secondary node has shared its TID, right, to master node. Okay, so due to this master node can establish tunnel in this direction, that is towards your secondary node, and it could share its packet to secondary node. Okay, so the two-way tunnel is established between master node and secondary node, and both can share their packets between them. Okay, so this is the concept of TID. Okay, so let's continue. So the fourth step is done, correct? That SG node B addition request acknowledgement. Okay, so the call flow is little bit similar to X2 handover, you can say. Okay, there also we established this two-way tunnel. Okay, so HO request, after HO request acknowledgement is there. Okay, so in X2 handover we have seen after getting HO request acknowledgement, master node will send the HO command, which is your RC connection reconfiguration. So here also we are going to do the similar thing. So what master node will do, master node will send RRC connection reconfiguration to this UE. Okay, this RRC connection reconfiguration will carry the NR RRC connection reconfiguration as well, because this master node got this NR RRC connection reconfiguration here in step 4, that is SG node B addition request acknowledgement. Okay, so this is my step number 5. So basically master node is providing all the details to UE which UE needs to access this secondary node. So once UE reached here at this point, okay, so UE will use those parameters to access this, to access this secondary node. Okay, like RACH, it has to perform RACH here, right, at secondary node. So all the details are provided in this message, that is your RCR. Okay, fine. So next step is UE will send RRC connection reconfiguration complete message. So this is the step number 6. I am denoting it with RCRC. Okay, this RRC connection reconfiguration complete. Okay, so next step is your this master node will send the, let me put the arrow here. Master node will send the secondary node SG node B addition, sorry, SG node B, not addition, it's SG node B reconfiguration complete. This is the step number 7. Okay, and it will carry the NR RRC connection reconfiguration complete, you can say. I'm denoting it with RCRC. Okay, so actually it's a response to this message, RCR RCRC. Okay, so okay, so means master node is informing secondary node. I am proceeding with ENDC, you can say. Okay, so over X2 interface we have seen 3 messages, right? This SG node B addition request, SG node B addition request acknowledgement, and SG node B reconfiguration complete, which carries NR RRC connection reconfiguration complete. So step number 7 is done. Okay, so let me highlight this tunnel here. So this is our tunnel. Okay, that is two-way tunnel at X2 interface. Okay, so next step is your SNS status transfer message. Okay, this master node will send SN status transfer message. So this is your step number 8. Right, SN status transfer. Okay, as we know, after this RCR message reconfiguration, this radio connectivity is going to be break. Okay, so this will tell the UE about the count of packets. Okay, basically sequence, SN stands for sequence number. So this is sent by master node to secondary node. Okay, after this, for more details please refer my tutorial of X2 handover for this SN status transfer message. Okay, so step number 8 is done. Okay, after that step number 9. So what will happen here? See, this radio bearer is destroyed here. You can say it's no more exists here. Okay, so the packets from SDW, that is packets from SDW, will land at master node. Okay, but it cannot go in this direction because this radio bearer is no more exists, right? So what it will is, this master node will send these packets or data via this tunnel to this secondary node. Okay, let me put the arrows. This and this. So they will be buffered here. Okay, so this is, you can say, step number 9. Okay, now once my UE, suppose this UE is reached here, right, at this point. Okay, so what it will do, it will perform the RACH procedure. okay, with secondary node. Okay, so after RAS procedure, a TRB will be established here, right? That is your radio bearer will be established here, right? TRB, and a bearer, that is S1 bearer in uplink direction, will also be established. Okay, so this is my step number 10. Correct? Fine. Okay, so right now what's happening, the downlink packets are following this path: SGW, master node, secondary node, and UE. Okay, one more thing, once this TRB is established, all the buffered packet will be released towards this UE. Okay, now so downlink packets are following this path. DL packets, let me write down here. DL packets are following this path: SGW, master node, secondary node, then UE. Okay, this path, this one, this secondary node, sorry, SGW, master node, secondary node, and then UE. Okay, this, and the uplink packets are going via this UE, secondary node, SGW. Okay, UE, secondary node, and SGW. Okay, so it's very similar to that, your handover, X2 handover. Correct? Okay, now next step is we have to remove this tunnel. Okay, like we did in your X2 handover. Okay, so this master node will send a message which is known as ERAP modification. Okay, this ERAP modification. Its complete name is ERAP modification indication. So this is the step number 11. Correct? So in this message, this GTP TID, it has to, means this master node got this GTP TID from secondary node. Okay, actually this TID at this secondary node. So GTP TID is shared to master node. Master node will forward this GTP TID to MME. Okay, and this MME will send message modify bearer request. Okay, representing it with MBR. So this is the step number 12, right? 11, 12. Okay, so in that MBR, this GTP TID will be shared to SGW, GTP TID. So as we know, just GTP TID of secondary node basically. Okay, so what this SGW will do? SGW will form a bearer towards secondary node. Okay, this is a simple concept of TID. Once SGW got the TID of secondary node, it will establish a bearer towards secondary node. Okay, so in downlink direction, now this tunnel has been established, whereas in uplink direction, this S1 means bearer at S1 was already established during this RAS procedure. Okay, fine, so we can call it step number 13, right? This color, sorry, red, we were using red color. Okay, 13, this is the 13th step number. Okay, now we have to switch the path, means instead of following this path, this downlink path, SGW, master node, secondary node, UE, this one, this SGW, master node, secondary node, and UE. We don't want to follow this path, we want to switch our path. Okay, so what this SGW do, SGW will send a EM packet, that is your end marker packet. So this is going to be step number 14. Okay, this is my 14. So this will initiate the EM packet. So EM packet will follow the same path. It has been initiated from SGW, it will reach to master node. It is going via this tunnel, EM packet, again this EM packet. So finally this EM packet will reach to secondary node. So once secondary node got this EM packet, that is end marker packet, so this secondary node will come to know now the packets won't follow this path. Okay, I have to switch my path. So now downlink packets will follow this path, this, right? That is your SGW, secondary node, and your UE. Okay. Okay, so this is all about the SG node B addition procedure.